Hey, welcome back to Weenie Trades. In this video, I'm going to be giving a trade recap and technical analysis of these stocks over here on the left: BYND, SQ, CLOV, Microsoft, UPST, GME, and AMC, and then I'm just going to be touching on quad witching. So let's get right into the video. First up, we've got Beyond Meat, and Beyond Meat was getting downgraded today. And I said, hey, I'm looking for a short on Beyond Meat first thing in the morning. Well, that's exactly what I did. I went short Beyond Meat just underneath 108 with a stop loss just above the high of the day. So I only have about 50 cents of risk, and boom, we get a nice good flush. I tried to take some profits down there at the 106.50s, but the spreads are just way too wide. And boy, BYND definitely fiddled with me a little bit. We moved higher, spiked down, I add. We get to the low of the day, and I take a little bit of profits off right here at this low of the day, but then we really started to spike right back up in that candle. This is a really weird candle. But anyways, we started to move higher, and this is where I made the biggest mistake. I stopped out anticipating a high of the day break. So I took my stop loss, boom, minus $80. However, I didn't give up because once we started to break this higher low trend, I went back in short. I shorted right there with the same stop loss just above this wick, and then boom, we finally get a beautiful move down, and I start to cover as we extend through the low of the day into 105. So BYND, a very good short trade to start off the day. It's a little bit less on the P&L because of the initial stop outs, but still pretty interesting. BYND likely to continue to get clapped. There's a joke that we have though of the daily Beyond Meat stop out. Today was not. I got the daily Beyond Meat stop out, but then I also got the daily Beyond Meat profit, which was nice. So BYND, probably going to spike these lows underneath 100. So I'd still be looking short. I don't care that this is a bullish pin bar on high volume. Well, actually, now that I'm looking at it, bullish pin bar on high volume. Look for BYND to probably get a little bit of a kickback rally up to 112. And that would likely be some resistance, though, afterwards. So that is BYND. Next up, we've got SQ, Square stock, and Square has done a really good bounce off of that 240 dip buy, and it was getting some continuation today off of a positive news catalyst. So I said in the pre-market, hey, Square is one of my favorites to go long on today, and boy, did I do that. I went long on Square this morning. If we look at the fast time frame, I just quickly show my trades over here real quick. If we just take a look at this, there we go. Now it's popping up. So Square, if we look at this, boom, buying the dip down here, and we start to curl through the high of the day, and we snap back in. I place a stop loss just underneath the low of the day, and guess what? They go ahead and grab me. All right at the low of the day. Fill was 247.48. Low of that wick, 247.48. This is not the first time this has happened. In fact, it's happened each and every day. That was the low of the day for Square. Luckily, I was able to get back in and ride it through for this trend. Square looks pretty bullish, if you ask me. I'm looking for Square to potentially get up into the 257.50 area. That's the top end range of this supply zone up here, and potentially all the way up to 260. If not tomorrow, then potentially next week. If Square is pulling back, I think as long as it holds above 249.50, that it is still bullish and can continue the uptrend. On severe market weakness, though, Square can absolutely get clapped and continue on downward, but that seems to be the less likely scenario based on what I'm seeing right now. My best trade of the day was actually on CLOV, and ironically, it's my best trade of the day, but yet I lost money on it. I lost $58 trading CLOV today. So why is it my best trade of the day? Well, look how much money I saved myself. I am just smiling as CLOV just dumped the entire rest of the day. But the reason I took the trade was in the morning. We have a nice good bull flag pop, and I missed it on the way out. I missed the CLOV on the way out. That would have been a nice good trade from 835 all the way up to 860. Not saying I'm nailing the low or nailing the high, but you capture a portion of that move. However, once we started to pull back, I started to accumulate, and then quick stop out. So that stop loss just saved me so much money. It was very obvious that CLOV was going to go lower if it wasn't going to squeeze on the second go around. So an expense trade, but my best trade of the day because boom, quick stop out, get out, watch it dump. Think of all the money I just saved myself on all of those shares. So CLOV, where's it headed next? Well, CLOV looks more bearish than is bullish. Whenever you pump like that in the morning and slowly trickle it down the rest of the day, usually you have a little bit more downside to continue. So CLOV, bearish, and there's a breakdown formation underneath 806, and CLOV might be coming down into the 760s again. Unfortunate for CLOV. Who knows? If it is squeezing, you'd want it to get above that breakdown candle, 8.50. So 8.50 is a potential breakout on CLOV. Next up, we've got Microsoft, and Microsoft is extremely bullish on the daily time frame, pressing all-time highs, but not getting it just yet. If you remember yesterday and watched the stream yesterday, I was saying I really love Microsoft for calls, call spreads, put credit spreads, and I went ahead and bought Microsoft right at about 303, and I put in a stop loss down there at 301.94. Boom, low of the day, tagged. Nasty stop out yesterday. Microsoft is the reason I was red yesterday, stopping out right at the lows, and then we go back up. What I did, though, was I got back in Microsoft once we started to break out over 303.50. So not only did I get in, stop out the low of the day, get back in, I build my position, we get a nice good flag pop, I add, because we're pressing to those all-time highs. But today, it looks like it just needed a little bit more consolidation, because today, we had gap down and sold off. So we gap down, we sell off, come all the way down, and bam, Microsoft, another stop out today based off the swing trade. So Microsoft started the day down over $500. We were able to pull it green because our day trading was on point, with BYND, with Upstart and Affirm, whatever it may be. But basically, I'm saying, so unfortunate that we just, stopping out right at the lows. Got to have a stop loss somewhere. I've got to have a line in the sand. I'd love to just hold through and just let Microsoft go, but I've got to set a max loss somewhere, and it just happened to hit it. I am still swinging Microsoft small size, as you can see. I have the 305 strike call, and I'm selling the 307.50 strike call. Now, Microsoft is not likely to go much past 307.50 tomorrow anyways. In fact, there's only a 37% chance that we even touch 307.50 tomorrow. But if we get those all-time highs, it tends to lead to a little bit more momentum. So Microsoft, I'm looking to day trade and add to Microsoft tomorrow and see if we can get that breakout. I'm not going to swing Microsoft for too long past the breakout. The market conditions are still a little bit sketchy. I'm not sure if the SPY is exactly going to reach and eclipse these highs yet again. Although it very well could. I mean, we keep getting gobbled up down here, but are we going to get lower highs? And is the SPY going to break down? So SPY, bearish underneath 443, but just kind of neutral right now on the SPY. Neutral, not really bearish, not really bullish. I don't see an edge either way on the SPY. And the reason I'm breaking down the SPY is Microsoft is going to basically move the exact same as the SPY. I mean, we can also obviously check the Qs. Qs look a little bit more constructive than the SPY. The Qs favorite ETF, but things can change. Sectors can be rotated into and out of. Just important to be aware of all scenarios. Next up, we've got Upstart, UPST, and beautiful daily chart. We had a rising wedge. It could have broken bearish. It did not. This is actually a rising wedge that broke bullish. Congrats to the bulls. And Upstart, we made a high, and then we pulled back in a controlled manner. It is still a little bit up there, but today, this is just a nice, good U formation. Move higher, breakout. It's nice and clean. My kind of style, because it gets going right away. But Upstart, beautiful consolidation, move higher, sideways consolidation, boom, I just buy Upstart on the breakout, and we started to push higher, and once we started to reject right there, just went ahead and took profits. TP, nice good move on Upstart. What's next for Upstart? Well, if Upstart can hold its previous all-time high, then it's good to go for more new all-time highs. So as long as Upstart's holding above, 294, it can continue to the upside. If we check the options chain over here, tomorrow, we could go as high as 300. It's very likely that we might tap 300, and that on the upside. And then on the downside, we could be touching that 290, maybe a little bit lower. Not expected to go to 280, though. Into next week, Upstart, we could go quite a bit higher because it's really got some good momentum. Maybe you could duplicate a little flagpole or something of the sort. So move higher, and we can just duplicate this drawing and can just extend this to the breakout. Put Upstart 340. That would be a monster move. I don't know if it can get that far, but interesting stuff on Upstart. Excellent, excellent move. Very clean follow through. I'm very pleased with Upstart's performance today. If you watch the 3 stocks in 1 minute video, I was saying GameStop, if we can't hold above that 215, we could get rejected pretty harshly. Well, GameStop went as high as 216.55. So spiked it a little bit, snapped right back down. So GameStop, I'd say, is more bearish than it is bullish because we rejected so hard off of that level. We've moved lower, put in a lower high, so that signals a potential trend change. And those bears that shorted the lower high were rewarded. So GameStop, looking for a little bit lower prices, probably wants to come down to the 200 level by tomorrow, if not next week. But otherwise, if GameStop can close daily above 215, it could potentially get another squeeze. I don't see it happening though. If we check out AMC, if you're hanging out in the live stream, AMC, I was saying, watch out on AMC. There's some good, we're just in a nice good channel upward. We could get the breakout. If you take the breakout, watch out for heavy resistance at 48.88. So not exactly nailing the high, but getting within 20 cents of the high is pretty good, especially on these meme stocks. Big fade on AMC. So now AMC, if it's ever bouncing, you might be wanting to look to potentially short AMC. It's not for everybody. The apes can definitely hold it up, but I do think that this could be the top for AMC. I mean, it's difficult to catch tops and bottoms. I didn't think AMC would ever get above $50 a share again, but it's slowly worked its way up. I'm just wondering if the hype can potentially die out and fear and panic take over. We could see AMC back down in the upper 30s. So high upper 30s, 37, 38, 39. So keep an eye out for AMC. Lastly, on quad witching, there's going to be a lot of contracts going crazy, especially the last 10 minutes tomorrow. So you could probably potentially throw out some wishful limit orders, meaning, okay, if you think like your stock can actually just rip super high by the end of the day, try throwing out some of those fishing orders. Otherwise, lots of stops are going to get hit. If we have stops in the last 10 minutes, both to the bull side and to the bear side, there's going to be a lot of open interest and contracts being closed out, some being rolled forward. So that's just something that might be happening on quad witching. Other than that, it's not too big of an event. I don't think you need to go too crazy or go too conspiracy theory on the quad witching. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for staying to the end. Let me know if you're still here and watch till the end. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.